So one of the things the Falcons did yesterday is they won their first game of the season when they attempted over 25 pass attempts. Mariota was 20 for 28 in that game for 253 yards, 9 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, and of course, the couple of interceptions, and took a couple of sacks in the game. But here was the thing. What did we talk about last week? It's not about necessarily throwing it more with Mariota. It's about how you scheme an effective passing game. And the Falcons did that, right? What have we said? What's the numbers that we've given you? Let's look at, here's the latest numbers. When he's in the pocket, less than 2.5 seconds. That's drop back, one read, throw and go. 67% completion, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. When he's in the pocket, over 2.5 seconds, 58% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Again, we talked about no huddle, 72% completion percentage, 114 quarterback rating. When you speed it up for Marcus Mariota and he doesn't stand back there and look around and think and that's where he's at his best. And what we talk about, that's, look, you don't need London and Pitts to run it 30 yards downfield and huck it up to them. You can use Damiere Byrd if you want to run some of those plays that keep a defense honest. But what they do with Pitts in London, whoop, all day. And they're going to do that when they get Patterson back this week. I thought Arthur Smith, Dave Ragone, they schemed the perfect passing game for how to use Mariota. Drop back, quick throw, don't think, just throw it. The two touchdowns Kyle Pitts has scored this year, right? One was the one-on-one matchup. Quick in cut, throw and go, man. No other read. You see him on the outside one-on-one, quick in, hit him and go. The touchdown to Pitts yesterday. Drop back, he breaks off his block, one throw, one look, one read, go. The 2 touchdowns to Drake London. Remember that first one that they had London? Drop back, one read, throw it and go. That's how you max. This is what we've been talking about. This is not about throwing it 50 times a game. This is about you have to be competent in the NFL in your passing game. And the last few weeks, outside the 49, they've been incompetent in their passing game. They were incompetent last week in their passing game. And whether Arthur Smith has been listening to me and learning, I'm glad I can teach the head coach. But this is exactly what we've talked about. This is not about throwing it 50 times. This is not about airing it out. This is about scheming and being competent. How do I get London open? How do I get Pitts open? Okay, let's go like that. Oh, there's Pitts on a one cut, throw, go, let him run it 30 yards downfield. Oh, London, quick in, throw it, go. Oh, Pitts on a quick out, throw it and go. And they got chunks of yards. Let our guys go get yards after catch. This is what I've wanted to see. It's not about throwing it for 300 yards. It's not about 560 pass attempts like they had last year. It's not about getting huge, chunks all the time. It's about being competent. And the more that you look at Mariota's stats, the more it's drop back, one read, throw. He's successful. Drop back, one read, throw. It works out. That's the sweet spot. That's where they have. And I think yesterday was a learning game for all the craziness and all the folderol of everything else surrounded. Field goals, bad defense, this, that, and the other chunk. For all of that, the number one thing that impressed me the most yesterday was how they schemed the passing game. And again, they came out throwing the football, didn't they? I knew that was going to happen, that they'd come out and throw it right away. Probably half to try to, get their game in rhythm, half to just say, here's a middle finger to everybody else that says, we're not going to throw it. What else have I said? Situational football. What are you going to do down 10 with 9 minutes to go, this and the other? What'd they do when they were down a touchdown, or I guess whatever it was, 4 points or whatever? What'd they do when they were down with 3 minutes to go in that game? Did they just keep running it like y'all told me they would? Nope. That's the Damiere Byrd touchdown. They threw it on every play and got a hit to Byrd underneath. Mariota did a great job of avoiding pressure, keeping the play going. Hit Byrd. Byrd runs it in. And hasta lasagna, don't get any on you. It should have been a game winner before DJ Moore and all that kind of stuff. But 3 minutes of situational football. 3 minutes, we're down. How are we going to? Okay, we got to trust our quarterback to throw it. And they did. All of the things that we've been preaching on this show, I'm not telling you they're not going to play Desmond Ridder. He's not playing. So if you're not playing Ridder, how do you get better? Because you have to be competent in the NFL at throwing the football. You can't be one-dimensional. You can't be Oklahoma in 1986 with Jamel Holloway running the wishbone and you never throw it, but 17 times in a season. You can't be that. In today's NFL, you have to be able to throw. Because every week won't go your way. Situational football will dictate it. There are always things in the NFL. Games are not just completely lopsided, usually one way or the other. In the NFL, it's a dogfight every week. And so we have to find this is not about Ridder. This is not about Pitts' targets, not about London's targets. This is about the head coach taking the quarterback, and can we scheme our way into a competent passing game? And that was c'est magnifique yesterday. Even with the couple of just, again, the first INT, if the defender's got is high on the receiver, you can't overthrow the receiver in that point, because now the defender becomes the more likely guy to catch the ball. The overtime throw, I have no idea why they wanted that play. They were carving up the Panthers all day long underneath, quick hits, quick outs, one read, throw, beat, bada boop, bada bop. That's the formula moving forward. That's what they have to replicate on Sunday, Thursday, every week going forward. They're going to be a run-first, run-heavy team. There's no denying it. They run for a higher percentage of their plays than any other team in the NFL. I'm okay with that. But if they were as incompetent this week as they were last week in the passing game, they wouldn't have won that football game. And I can tell you this, the last regime wouldn't have won that football game. The last regime, they'd have lost that game, and we'd have heard after the game, the Bears loose, embrace the suck, do right longer. We'd have heard all that falderall and all that nonsense about all of it. So this is not changing quarterbacks, this, any other. This is about the head coach having trust in his quarterback and running plays and schemes that maximize what he can do. And if Mariota can just quick step back, quick throw, one read, go, all the metrics, all the numbers tell you that's where he's most effective. This is going to be really interesting to see. Will you stay with that game plan? Run it first, but be competent in the passing game. I give all the credit in the world to Arthur Smith, Dave Ragone yesterday for calling such a whale of a game. I want to mention we thank you for making Hittin' Hard your first listen. Of course, we want you to make Locked On Sports Today your second listen. Listen, the biggest stories of the day, instant reaction, big game recaps, plus the take of the day. Locked On Sports Today is part of our channel. Find them on the Odyssey app. Head to YouTube. Get it wherever you get your podcast from. Locked On Sports Today.